Welcome to Maths Arc channel, the YouTube channel dedicated to mathematics for class 11th and 12th of different boards of India like the CBSE, the ICSE and different state boards all across India. For other parts of the world, it is like a pre-college courses that is being covered. The topics in mathematics are covered over here, and for the person who are interested in these courses all over the world, for most part of the world, would be able to sync with these and would be having some would take home the learning from here. So uh, let's start with the remaining part of matrices. So we have the matrices which are known as symmetric and skew symmetric matrices. Let's first look into what is a symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix is a square matrix, and for symmetricity it has to be the transpose of A is equal to A. In simple terms, if we look into, just see this diagonal, and this diagonal can have whatever element, any number or any function, but the condition for it is the two things which are, if we suppose the diagonal to be a mirror, then the image of one part should be similar to the other. So that is what symmetricity means. Consider a mirror over here, whatever is here, so the same image should also be here. So what we have in the example is 2 is here and the image also is 2. If we consider a mirror over here, then that would be the image. If we have a three-dimensional matrix, suppose this is our 3 cross 3 matrix. So let's first write any of the numbers in the diagonal: 2, 3, 8. Okay, and here what we have is 1, then 6 and 3. So if these are the numbers and it is said that it is a symmetric matrix, then these number could be anything, the diagonal could be anything. The number over here, if we suppose there is a mirror over the diagonal, then the number over here is an image of this, hence it should be 1. Now if this is 6, the image would be formed over here and that should be 6 over here. Here it is 3, the image also should here be 3. So this is 3 cross 3 symmetric matrix, an example of that. Okay, and so this is what is symmetric matrix. Now we move to skew symmetric matrix. For skew symmetric matrix, it is similar to symmetric matrix in some sense, that we put over a mirror over here, and the image that we get for each of the non-diagonal element, that is negative of the sign is inversed, so that is the negative of the number. So here it is -2 and here what we have is 2. If we talk about this is the actual thing, then if we consider this to be image, then here we have 2, the actual thing is 2 and the image is -2 then. Okay, also it says that it also is a square matrix and the transpose of A is equal to -A, that is each of the element, for example A j I is equal to minus of A I j. You can take any of the numbers for this subscript. Suppose we say if we take I and j, it says that A j I is equal to minus of A I j. Now if we take I is equal to 1, j is equal to 1. Let's just see for that what it becomes. A 1 1 is equal to minus of a 1 1. Is it possible for any of the real or complex number? It is just possible in one case, that is, this would imply a 1 1 is equal to 0. You can solve this algebraically. Here it is minus a11, shift it to here. What do we get? Twice of a11, and that is equal to 0. That means a11 is equal to 0. Okay, hence thus diagonal elements are always 0 for a skew symmetric matrix. Okay, so if we have some other number, let's take I is equal to 2 and j is equal to 1. Let's see for that. Then a ji, that is 1 2 is equal to minus of a 2 1. So a12, which is the a12 element, a first row second column, a12 is this element. This is equal to minus of a21. A21 is this element, that is equal. So this condition is satisfied, that is a12 is equal to minus of a21, hence it is a symmetric matrix. So for a symmetric matrix, this condition is satisfied for all the elements, and since this condition has to be satisfied for even the diagonal elements, so the diagonal elements will always be equal to 0. So to understand it in a simple way, consider the skew symmetric matrix. How do we identify that? Just see that the diagonal elements are 0, and we put over a mirror over here, and the image that we get, that is the negative of the actual thing. So that is how we identify a skew symmetric matrix. Now let's see the notes. For any square matrix A with real numbers entries, A plus A dash, that is A plus A transpose, is a symmetric matrix. So whatever be the matrix, just add A and A transpose and it would be a symmetric matrix. Similarly, A minus A dash, if you subtract the transpose of A from A, that would be a skew symmetric matrix. Hence, for any of the square matrix, you can represent it as a sum of a symmetric and a skew symmetric matrix. How do we do that? A plus A dash is symmetric matrix and A minus A dash is skew symmetric matrix. So what we do? We take half of this part and half of this part and we add these two. So if we just expand it, then what do we get? Is equal to half of A plus half of A dash, that is A transpose, plus half of A minus half of A transpose. So minus half and plus half, that do cancel out. So what do we get? Are left with half of A plus half of A, that is equal to A. That is equal to A. So any of this, that is what we so hence A, whatever be the value of A, if A is the matrix, then we can definitely represent it in the form of sum of a symmetric and a skew symmetric matrix. So sometimes it is also asked to how the given matrix is given and you are asked to represent it as a sum of symmetric and skew symmetric matrix. So this is how you can easily show that. Okay, now coming to the question that has been asked in 2018. So the matrix A is given. This is a matrix, and it is said that given that it is a skew symmetric matrix, then we have to find the value of A and B. Let's just see. So skew symmetric matrix, one condition is that diagonal elements are 0. Done, that is there. Now if I put a mirror over here, then whatever is here, the image is negative of that. So if it is 2, then here A should be equal to -2, okay, and B, and here it is -3, so B should be equal to minus of -3, okay, that is 3. So the value of A is -2 and value of B is equal to 3. And let's see the other element, 1, and here it is -1, so this is already satisfied. So this is the answer. A would be equal to -2, B equal to 3. Okay, do share your comments on the contents, and do like or dislike the video. Do motivate us with your comments, whether you like it, you just say you like it, and what all are the things which you like. Also you can share if you dislike some part of it, then that also can be mentioned over there. We will be positively looking into that and would try to overcome the shortcomings that may be there in this video. And do subscribe to the YouTube channel Maths Arc to get the notification for more such useful videos. Now coming on to the elementary operations of a matrix. So elementary operation, this is one of the very important topics, and let's look into it very carefully. So elementary operation is some of the operations which we can do over a matrix. So what does the first part says? It says that Ri and interchange, this is interchange, the sign of interchange, Ri and Rj. So you can interchange any of the rows with another row, there is no problem, the matrix won't change. And similarly you can interchange any of the columns. So interchanging of rows or interchanging of columns is permissible. It won't have any impact on the matrix. Now second one, let's see, Ri, and it could be, we can replace Ri with Kri. K is a scalar, so you can just multiply all the elements of the row with K, so that won't have any impact. So similarly in the Ci, you can just go on and multiply any of the scalar with one of the columns. Similarly the third one says Ri, you can change Ri with Ri plus K of Rj, okay. So you can, for any row, what you can do is add the row with some other scalar quantity, you can multiply the scalar with any other row and add it to this row. So this is possible. For example, if we take for R1 in row 1, what you can do is row 1 can be added to some scalar 3 R2. So this is permissible. You can change R1, whatever are the elements of the R1, you can just have these rows, this R1 can be added, each of the element R1 can be added to thrice of R2 or maybe thrice of R3 or whatever. So this can be done, and similarly for columns we can do. So these are the three elementary operation, this we need to keep in mind, and it will be much more clear with example when we look into the example, and we will be doing some questions for it. So this part will be clear. So if something is not very clear over here, just wait for few minutes and things should be settling down soon. for now just remember that these are the three operations that is possible on a matrix. Now, invertible matrices. So if A is a square matrix of order m, and if there exists another square matrix B of the same order m, such that AB is equal to BA is equal to identity matrix, then B is called the inverse matrix of A and denoted by A inverse. So let's just try to understand what it says. So if we talk about invertibility in real number, so um, let's suppose there are two integers a and b. A and b are element of integer. Okay, so a is equal to 1 upon b. A is equal to 1 upon b. So what do we get if I bring b over here? Then ab is equal to 1, and if b also, here we can say that it is 1 upon b, and hence we can write b minus 1 is equal to a, because 1 upon b is there. So in similar sense, what we say, the inverse of a matrix A is the inverse of B. A is the inverse of B, and similarly B is the inverse of A. So that is multiplicative inverse when we use integers. Okay. So in similar sense, what we have is, when we multiply these two numbers A, B, two matrices, then we get identity matrix. Here in the integer world, 1 is the identity element, and in matrix world, identity matrix is the identity element. So it is similar. If you can just see, here we had AB is equal to 1, and here also AB is equal to 1. 1, that means I, since I is their identity element. So this is how we find the inverse. Suppose what we do here for the matrix A, AB is equal to I, implies what we do, we take this one, we take let's say take B to this side. What do we get? A, and if suppose this is the case, then A is equal to B is I upon B, and that means we can just say it is B inverse, I B inverse. Okay, let's just say I B inverse is equal to B inverse. Okay, so B is the inverse of A if this condition is met. Okay, taking the analogy from the world of integers, in a similar way, it is here A was the inverse of B, or B is the inverse of A. Similarly here A is the inverse of B. I think I should give one example also for this number. So A is equal to 5. Let's take the example A is equal to 5 in integer, and then what is A inverse? A inverse is equal to 1 upon A is equal to 1 upon 5, and if we, and suppose this is what we take to be, this is equal to B, this we consider to be B, then what do we get? 5 AB, let's take AB is equal to 5 into 1 upon 5 is equal to this 5 gets cancelled out, and we are left with 1. So AB comes out to be 1. So A is the multiplicative inverse of B, or we can inversely say B is the multiplicative inverse of A, because the product of these two gives us the identity element. In similar way, A is the multiplicative inverse of B, or B is the multiplicative inverse of A if the product of these two gives the identity element in matrix world as well. So in whatever sense you think of things, analogy do work. So that way, in the world of integers, we have this thing which we have already learned, and here in integer this is how it would work. So these are a few of the things in which you would be able to remember it much easily. Hope this part would have been clear to you. Now we have one of the questions, and with questions here, but the question says that A is equal to this 2 cross 2 matrix is there, and we need to find A inverse. The invertibility with that we have already looked into, so we need to find A inverse, and this is a question from CBSE board 2020, and for this we have to use this elementary operation that we have already used. So this is how we could do it. So I would suggest each one of you to stop the video for a while and then try it yourself with these elementary operation. If you are able to do, then you are doing great, and otherwise I will be telling you the solution in a while. Okay, so I hope you must have tried this, and let's just see how we can proceed on this one. So for let's just look into it. Just give me a minute. Okay, so what we see is, let's just move on to this question. Now it says if A is such matrix given, then we have to find A inverse. What is, if we just think of it in what to say, in integers term, then if just think of it as if A is equal to 5, then find A inverse. That means equal to 1 by A, and that is what would be the case. 1 by 5 would be the inverse, would have been the inverse. That would have been the answer. Okay, so here what we need to do is find 1 by A, but it may not be easy to get that, so let's make use of some other property. So we know that A is equal to IA, because identity element multiplied with A doesn't change anything, and it would remain as IA. So what we can do is, if through elementary operation, what we can do is somehow try to change this A to I. If we are able to make this I, we would do the elementary change on this matrix as well as I matrix, and make elementary change to it so that it becomes I here, and then it changes to, what would it become, A inverse A. See, if it, what we need to change, A we need to change to I, convert it to I we convert, we make the changes, corresponding changes, and it becomes A inverse. Because if we look into A inverse into A, that is equal to I. Just when we move it to this side, and I, if I move it to this side, anything we do, then here A becomes A inverse, and A, I moving it to this side also won't make any changes, and it will remain as I. So this becomes I is equal to A inverse I. Now let's just try to do based on the hints that is present over here. Okay, A is equal to IA. this is what we have. So A is equal to 3 minus 4 1 minus 1. Okay, and here what do we have? I is 1 1, and these two are 0. Now let's keep the A as it is. We have to change this to I. If we change this to I, and the same elementary operations are applied over here as well, then what we get, whatever result we get here, that is our A inverse. This is the method of elementary operations. It is through elementary operation we can invert the matrix. Okay. So let's just try to make it uh, look like this one, look like I. So we have to convert this to I. So what all we can do? First of all, what we can do is in column 1, if we add these two columns here, so it would come out to be -1. Let's just see if we let me write it down. In C1, what we are doing is C1 plus C2. We are just in this column 1, we are adding these two. So that is what we looked into the elementary operations, that we can change any row, any column, not an issue. We can multiply it with any scalar, not an issue. We can in one column we can add the third property. We can add any of the columns and add it to the any other column, and that won't make any difference. Of course, we could also have multiplied some scalar over here, some k factor over here. So but we don't require anything over here, so we are just putting it C1 plus C2. Now let's just see C1 plus C2, what do we get? In C1 plus C2, if we do that, then what do we get? So 3 minus 4 gives you -1, 1 minus 1, that would give you 0, and these remains as it is, -4 minus 1. Okay, so what do we do over here? We would be doing the same operations here as well. So this one is our C1 plus C2. 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 1 is 1, and these would remain as it is. Okay, so with this one operation we have achieved something, that here this element A21 is now 0. Now these two are -1, so we need to inverse this actually, because inverse this, I mean we need to have 1 over here. So what we can do for that, let's just see. So one thing what we can do is we can the row 1 and row 2, let's just say row 1 is to be multiplied by -1 R1. Okay, because that was one property, that any of the row can be multiplied with any scalar. So a scalar here we have taken as -1, and similarly for row 2 we do the same thing, -1 row 2. Let's just see what result we get. Here row 1, if we we multiply it with -1, we get 1. Here it is 4. Then row 2, what do we get? 0 doesn't change, -1 would become 1. Okay, now over here what do we get? We get -1, then 0 remains same. Then what do we get over here? -1. Here also we get -1. So this is our matrix right now. So what we have achieved over here is we have 1 1 in the diagonal and 0 over here. So we need to just make it 0, this element A21 equal to 0, and then we have achieved achieved what we wanted to do, because in then you will be having this matrix would have been changed to A inverse, and that is what we wanted. Let's try to do that as well. So what do we do now? So for now, what we can do is, if we do it, it should be simpler now. This is column 2. Column 2, in column 2 what do we do? Column 2 minus 4 times column 1. Okay, so if we do that, what do we get? So column 1 is as it is. Column 2, 4 minus 4 times 1, that is 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. Now here we have 1, here we have 1, and 1 minus 4 times 0, that also won't change, so you will get 1 over here. So on the left hand side we have reached our destination, what we wanted to do. Now column 1, leave it as it is. Column 2, in column 2 what we need to do is column 2 minus 4 times column 1. So 0 minus, what we get is 0 minus what do we do? 4 times C1, 4 times of minus 1, that is minus 4. Then what do we get over here? Minus 1 minus 4 times C1, that is minus 4 here as well, and A. Okay, let's scroll down a bit. So this one is I, we can write it as I is equal to, what do we get? Minus 1 minus 1, and here 0, and it is 4 plus 4, because minus of minus is plus 4. Here minus of minus is plus 4, 4 minus 1, that is 3, and this one is A. So A inverse is this matrix, minus 1 minus 1 4 3. Okay, so this is our answer. Now we can also check if our answer is correct or not. So what we can do is, when we have A inverse into A, that should be equal to I. Okay, so you can just check that out. LHS, let's move from LHS, just to, it is just for proving, not for the question sake, but just for trying to understand it in a much better way. So minus 1 minus 1 4 3, that is what we get. And what is A? Let's just copy down the A as well. 3 minus 4, 1 minus 1, 3 over here, minus 4 here, 1 here, and minus 1 over here. Okay, so let's just multiply these two. What do we get? So how is multiplication done? First row with first column and add them. So it is minus 3 plus 4, then first row with second column, so it becomes plus 4, minus 1 of minus 4, minus 1 multiplied with minus 4 would give us 4, then plus of 4 and minus 1, that would be minus 4. Then what do we get over here? Then second row, first column, minus 3 and then plus 3, minus 3 and plus 3. And what do we get over here? Plus 4 and then minus 3, 4 minus 3. And let's just see what do we get. 4 minus 3 is 1, 4 minus 4 0, 3 minus 3 0, 4 minus 3 1. So what do we get? This is I. So we have just verified that what A inverse we had to find, that is correct. This one is the correct answer. This is how we have verified it now. Okay, so I hope these things should be clear, and we have also just checked what all things we can do to do for multiplication. We have also revised that part, that how we multiply the two matrices. Uh, Now we have the quiz that we uh, you can do it yourself, and these are some of the questions that I have taken from few previous years, and this should be useful to you. If you want, you can just have a snapshot of these so that you can try it at home. We can just discuss a bit about these so that it is easier for you. You get the right kind of momentum to start these. Now, the question first is obtain the inverse of the following matrix using elementary operations. So this is the matrix that is given, and you have to find A inverse, and that through elementary operation. Elementary operation we have already learned in this session itself. So you know about that, and one example we have already solved. So likewise, you have to do what you have to do is take in the on same steps. You have to move A is equal to identity matrix into A, and then this A you have through elementary operations you have to try to make this as I, that is identity matrix. Then whatever elementary operation, the similar elementary operation would be done over this as well, I, and this I would change to A inverse now. So this is what we did. So it would take the form of I is equal to A inverse A. So this I, whatever form it has taken, that would be our A inverse. Okay. Now moving on to second question. So these question, most of them are from the previous year question paper itself. So I have just tried to find them out and put it over here so that it is easier. It is at one place and it is easier for you to practice these. Now, using elementary row transformations, find the inverse of the matrix. So you need to do similar transformations, and you need to find the inverse of this matrix. So similar way you have to work on this as well. Now third question what we have is, if matrix A is this one, you need to find the value of A square minus 5A. So it is 3 cross 3 square matrix that is given, and you need to find what is the value of A square minus 5A. So A square is you need to multiply these twice. So A into A, multiplication of A with the same matrix, you get A square, and then it is scalar multiplication of, you multiply the matrix A with 5. So the scalar 5 would be multiplied with each of the elements wherever all over the matrix. So the 5A would become 5 into 2, 5 into 2, 5 into 1, 5 into 0, 5 into 1, and this way. Okay, so these two you need to find A square, then 5A, and then you need to subtract that 5A from this A square. The result what you get, that would be the answer. Okay, now the next question that we have is given, compute A inverse and show that 2A inverse is equal to 9I minus A. Okay, so one method is to have this A inverse you can compute, and then you can just put it over here and then check the left hand side is equal to right hand side. Also you for this I can think of one shortcut method as well, which could be useful to you. So I will just drop you a hint so that it is much easier to you. So it says that first you compute A inverse, so that A inverse you have anyhow to compute. If that was not given, then we could have used the shortcut method, but anyhow let's just see that. So it is given 2A inverse is equal to 9I minus A. Okay, so what we do, this A inverse we take across this side. Now what do we get? We get 9, and A inverse if we take this side, that becomes A. Okay, A inverse, okay, 9A minus A square. So the second method in which you can do solve it is, of course it won't be shortcut as I had thought, but it is, you can consider it to be a second method in which you can solve. So 9A minus A square, and that should be equal to 2I, because both sides should be a matrix, so 2I we should take. Okay, so this is another method in which you can show that 2A inverse is equal to this one, but anyways you are computing A inverse and then substitute the value of A inverse, and LHS is equal to RHS you can find. Now the last question that relates to the bookshop of a particular school that has few 10 dozen chemistry books, 8 dozen physics book, 10 dozen economics books, and their selling prices are these respectively. Then find the total amount the bookshop will receive from selling all the books using matrix algebra. So how do we find that? We have to take two two matrices, and then we need to multiply them. Just you need to remember one thing, that in the same order you should be taking. For example, if you are taking chemistry first, then physics, then economics, and so the selling prices also should be taken in the same order. And this you need to, one of them you need to take as, for example, if you take the books as one row, then the selling prices should be taken as one column, so that because row and columns do multiply, so in that way you would be able to solve that. Now with this we come to the end of this session. This was the concluding session on matrix, and hope you enjoyed it. But before we end, we can quickly walk through the whatever we have learned all through the matrix. So with these for the rest part of the video, you can just watch it as a revision thing, and whenever you want to revise your topics, you just look into this part of the video and you will be able to revise the whole of the matrix chapter. So now we quickly walk through the matrices chapter, whatever we learned in all the three sessions. So we started with the introduction of a real life example. So but whatever things are given into the table, the actual information that is given, that is called matrix. For mathematical definition that we received, it is like a matrix is an ordered rectangular table of numbers or function, and this is how it is denoted by rectangular or curly brackets. The whatever is content of a matrix, those are called elements or entries, and they have one subscript name signifies that first subscript name is for which row it belongs to, second one is for which column it belongs to. So A35 belongs to third row and fifth column. Now the horizontal lines are known as rows, and the vertical ones are called columns. So in this matrix we have m row and n columns. Then we have m cross n pronounced as m by n, and this is called order of the matrix. Now also this is the shortcut way to denote a matrix. Then we had type of matrices: one column matrix, one row matrix, same number of rows, same number of columns, it is square matrix. Diagonal matrix, it has non-diagonal elements is equal to 0, and diagonal elements can be anything. So this is the diagonal thing, and it can be anything. The non-diagonal elements are 0. Trace of A, it is the sum of the diagonal elements. Identity matrix, the diagonal elements are 1, others are 0. Scalar matrix, the diagonal matrix is same and the other non-diagonal elements are 0. Zero matrix, all the elements are 0. Equality of matrix, the order should be equal and then the corresponding elements should be equal, then only the two matrices would be equal. Now operation on matrices, addition of matrices, we just need to check first the order and then add the corresponding elements. We could be getting the result. Multiplication of a matrix by a scalar, just we need this is one matrix and we need to multiply it by a scalar 2, then each of the element would be multiplied with that scalar. Thereafter we solved few problems which have been there from the previous year's board, CBSE board. Then properties of matrix addition, commutative law, A plus B is equal to B plus A. Associative law, first we need to add these two and then add it to C. Here we add B and C and then add it to A. That is the only difference between LHS and RHS. Existence of additive identity, then zero matrix is the additive identity for addition, and additive inverse minus A is the additive inverse of the matrix. Multiplication of matrices, when we multiply two matrices, it is done in this fashion. The rows are one row is multiplied with one column, corresponding column, and when we need to find it out, for example C21, we need to find it out, then second row multiplied with first column. So this is how we multiply the two matrices. Then we did some exercise and example to get the things get the concept much more clearer. Then properties of multiplication of matrix, commutative law that we saw in addition, that is not supported here, that is not satisfied by multiplication of matrix, but associative law is satisfied. Associative law says first BC is multiplied, then A is multiplied to the product, and here AB is multiplied first and then C is multiplied to it. So these two LHS and RHS are equal. Distributive law, we remove the bracket and then we get, what do we get, AB plus AC over here, and then here when we remove the bracket, AC plus BC is what we receive. The multiplicative identity is the identity matrix, and then inverse part we will be looking later on. Then we solve few questions from the last years. Then transpose of a matrix denoted by A dash or AT, it is just we need to interchange the rows and columns and we get the transpose. Then properties, transpose of A transpose is equal to A, the original matrix. When K is transpose, then K remains same. A transpose is multiply, A transpose is there. A plus B transpose, A transpose plus B transpose. But we need to look into this with much care. When the product of two matrices and we do the transpose for that, it becomes the order change, that is AB transpose becomes B transpose into A transpose. Now symmetric and skew symmetric matrices. For skew matrix, we just the diagonal elements could be anything, but the non-diagonal elements are same. Suppose we take we consider the diagonal as a mirror, then whatever is the non-diagonal element, that should have a same image on the other side as well. Skew symmetric matrix, in a skew symmetric matrix the diagonal elements are all 0. We can put a mirror over here as well, but then we should remember that the two side, the image of one of the element should be negative, the image would be negative. Suppose this is image minus 2, this is the original thing is 2. So that is one of the things that we need to remember. A plus A dash is A plus A transpose is symmetric matrix that applies for all the matrices. A minus A dash is skew symmetric matrices, and we can always represent one of the matrix with as a sum of symmetric and a skew symmetric matrix. Then we solved one example over here. Then we came to one of the important things, elementary operations on matrices. So that says that you can interchange any of the two rows or any of the two columns, no issue. You can have multiply any of the rows with a scalar, not an issue. Any of the columns also in the same way you can do. And the third elementary operation that says that you can multiply any of the row with a scalar and then add it to another row. That is perfectly fine, you can do that, and that won't change the matrix. So these matrix operation, these are very important. These are important when we try to find invertible matrices, when we try to find the inverse of the matrix. So invertible matrix, when we have one matrix A and we have another matrix B, which is, if we multiply these two and we get identity matrix, then A is the inverse of B, and similarly B is the inverse of A. We can say anything, that doesn't matter. Okay, now we did one of the example. A is given and we needed to find A inverse through elementary operation. So that we found out, we know that one of the properties that A is equal to IA, because if we multiply identity matrix with A, then it remains A itself. So what we did, we applied elementary operations on this left hand side A, and we tried to make it identity matrix. So the identity matrix also we applied the same operation, and that turns out to be A inverse. So this is all what we have taken, and then there was quiz. So I hope this was all for matrix sessions. So in all there were 3 sessions, and I hope you liked all these sessions. Do share your comments on the contents, and do like the video. Your comments would motivate us to do better and continue doing what all good things that we could share with you. Also do share these the links of the videos with your friends, so that they also can learn from it. So with on this note, thanks all for watching the video, and this was Maths Arc for all of you. We would be continuing to upload other videos on other topics, other mathematics topics of class 11 and 12. Thank you.